everyone, and welcome back to AJ's Paintings. In today's lesson, I'm going to continue on this painting that we started in our last video, which I'll put a link right up there so you can see. So before we go into it, please subscribe to my channel and hit that like button, and also don't forget to click on that bell icon so you will be notified every time I post a new video. Let's start. You can see I put a tape right here, so this is going to be my horizon line. So this is going to be the sky with, I'm going to put some clouds on it, and this one is going to be water. So we'll put some waves in it and let's see where it goes from there. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start working on the cloud. So let's start. So we're going to put some clouds in here. I'm going to just wet my brush first. Okay, I'll just keep paper towel or some kind of cloth. Okay, so let's start. I'm gonna put some clouds up here. So I'm gonna take my brush. You can use your brush, you can use a sponge, you can use a palette knife. There are lots of different things you can use to make the clouds. It's just that you have to know what kind of shape you want to put in and where you want to put in. So I'm gonna start with the brush, and then I'm gonna go on with using a sponge. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of white, okay, a little bit of water to make it wet. Okay, so I'm gonna start from here. I'm just kind of going in a circular motion. Just kind of roughly put in the cloud where I want it to go. Okay. Okay. So this is just to put on where I want the clouds to go, and then I'm gonna go back and put some highlights and some shadows in there. Okay, so that's one. There's another one that's coming here. So that's very basic shape of the clouds that I put in. Now I'm gonna take a sponge. Okay, you can use any sponge that you have. I'm just going to use this sponge. I'm going to wet it a little bit and squeeze out all the water. Okay, and I'm going to go under the white. Okay, and I'm going to continue with this sponge. Maybe put a little bit of white on it, like teeny bit, not too much. Okay, you see, this teeny bit. And I'm going to go start working on it. So I'm dragging the paint away. Okay. It always helps to step back and kind of look at the painting, how it looks, and then you can continue on it. Now I'm gonna put in some shadows. Okay, so how I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna take teeny bit of blue. Okay, maybe add a little bit of this blue as well. Okay, and then I'm going to put some water. Add more white to it. Okay, and now we're going to put in those shadows. Take a little bit more blue. Okay, switching back to the sponge. And this time I'm going to take teeny bit of yellow. Okay, so just put some yellow, like just a little bit. Okay, so very little yellow. I'm gonna take some white. I'm gonna mix this in. Can you see? Okay, so I'm gonna start putting that little bit in here because I want this to show as if the sun is shining on it. Okay, a little bit in here. The good thing about clouds is that they don't have to be like any specific shape. You can just change how you want it to look. Okay, so this one is a bit closer. Okay, let's add a little bit in here too. Okay. Washing my brush again. Okay, take my white. I'm gonna go back. Just don't want to cover the yellow, just put it in. So our highlights are basically white. Step back to see. So when I'm under it, I actually drag the paint a little bit away instead of going like this. When I'm under the cloud, I like to kind of go like this. So it feels like, okay. The shadows are very important because when you put the shadows in, it kind of gives it that 3D effect, and you want that. You don't just want to put in you can just do that. You can just take some white and put some clouds in the sky. That looks good too. But if you want them to look kind of more like a 3D, then you have to put in those highlights and those shadows under the cloud. Okay? at this point, I'm going to leave it, because if I keep working on this right now, I won't be able to put in more highlights if I want to. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave this there for now, and then once it's dry, we can always go back and we always, you know, change it a little bit if we want to. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's go focus on the water. Okay. So you can see that I put in the tape because I wanted to have that horizon line in there that we didn't have before. So I'm gonna take my flat brush again, okay, and it's wet, so I'm gonna make this a bit dark. Okay, to do that, I'm gonna take the dark blue and this blue, and I'm gonna kind of mix these two together. I'm gonna take a teeny bit of this sea green, because I don't want it to be exactly like the sky, but have the same. Okay, mix it up, keep mixing until I like the shade that I want. This is the color that I want, so I'm gonna start here. I'm starting on the tape, okay, because I know that when I take it off, it will give me that straight line that I want. Okay, all right, now I'm gonna take a little bit of white, teeny bit of that sea green, maybe more than teeny. Add that in there, mix more white, this blue. I just wanted to change color a little bit. I don't want to continue the same color. Okay, I'm gonna change this. Remember, if I want to go over it, I'm going to take another clean brush, not this one. Let's see, this one. Okay, I'm just gonna go where these two meet. It's a dry brush. I'm going to take off the tape now. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to continue on this a little bit. Now I already have a base color in here. I don't want to change it right. I want it to be dry, so I can start putting in those waves in there. Okay. So let's see. I just want to put in a teeny bit of black in it for the waves, not too much. And I'm gonna mix it on the side here. Okay, a little bit more. We want to get that dark shade, so keep adding until you're happy with that. You see how this part looks darker? I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush. Okay, and wet it again. Okay, so I'm gonna take this dark shade and I'm gonna carve out some of those waves in there. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so as we go back, we can only see some part of the waves, like we don't see see them too big. We're gonna get smaller as we go back. Take some white, okay, and I'm gonna maybe put some of those colors that are in the sky on the waves. I'll take this blue, okay, let's go over the dark part, just follow that, okay. So what I'm doing, I'm just going over the dark areas that I just put in. Just gonna go and remember, this is water, so you can't make it all even, okay. You have to keep that in mind. So I'm gonna start bringing in some of the other colors as well. Okay, I'm gonna wash my brush again. Take my blue, light blue, my white. Okay. So now we are switching, okay? We're switching from the brush to the palette knife, all right? So doesn't matter what kind of palette knife you have. We are going to be using the straight edge of the knife. I'm gonna pick up some of that white on my knife. Okay, so this is how you hold it, okay? And I'm gonna, wherever my dark areas are, I'm just gonna go on top of them, and I'm just gonna lightly touch it, okay? Go back, pick up a little bit more. Now, if you don't have a palette knife, that's okay. That's not the end of the world. You can also do this with a brush, and I'm going to show you with brush as well, okay? So I'm going to just kind of touch it, up and down, up and down. This adds texture. Okay, and also use the smaller side. So let's try with the smaller side too. So wherever I put those darks, I'm going to go over them and kind of spread it. So just touching it. Right, so let's do a little bit with the brush too. Make sure you wash your brush and you clean it properly, okay? So now what I'm gonna do, make sure my brush is straight. Okay, I'm gonna pick up some of that white like this. Okay, and then you can just kind of go up and down, kind of like dabbing. Okay, so as we come to the close, you can just kind of put more. Okay, so I'm gonna take my brush, make it flat. I just want the edge to be flat, so I'm just going like this both sides. Pick up a little bit of paint, okay? And when I'm in the back, hold your brush all the way in the back, and I just wanna put those in there. Okay, because they're so far away, we don't see the whole thing. Just very lightly. Maybe pick up the one that has a little bit of blue in it too. So once it dries, you can always go back to add more highlights if you want. I don't know if you can see this. Thank you so much, guys.